How to start building the flywheel effect in your business. What's up, guys? It's Jamie here, and today's video is all about how you can start to leverage the small, tiny results you get along the way in order to start snowballing those results, build that momentum, and finally build that flywheel effect in your business. If this is the first time here, I'd like to say a very warm welcome to you. My name is Jamie. I'm a full-time affiliate marketer, also a coach for a program. We've got well over 650 students absolutely crushing it with their affiliate marketing business. And I've been in the trenches for around about 10 years at the time of recording. So if you're interested in learning more about affiliate marketing and how it can impact your life in a positive way, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to smash that bell icon to stay up to date with everything I'm putting out. What I will say, first and foremost, though, is that this is not the fanciest channel. You're not going to see a whole bunch of crazy editing and all sorts of stuff. This is really just the fundamental stuff to help you with your business today and into the future as well. So what I'm about to go through is something that I actually released in a module in one of my memberships, one of my programs, I should say. It's a membership, and I'm going to leave a link below if you'd like to check that out. We do some really cool stuff. There's weekly coaching calls and new modules updated daily. Daily. That would be a lot of work. Updated monthly to cover every facet of marketing and mindset and building your business, both from affiliate marketing, coaching, you name it. I've added a bunch of stuff in there, and we'll continue to add that. So feel free to check out the link below there. Right. So what tends to happen is we say this thing, which is share your wins. One of the things that we talk about in the Super Affiliate Accelerator, which is what we've won this for through our ClickFunnels there. But the reason why we say share your wins is because it starts from a very simple process of you validating what you're doing as you're going through this pathway. And so unlike the workforce, or say for example school or anything like that, where there's cause and effect, you do some work and then you get a validation by achieving a mark or something of that nature, or you do some work and then you get paid, and so that's like the reward for you putting in the hard yards. Problem with being an entrepreneur, especially in the early stages, if you're like 0 to 10K per month mark, is that you don't have that level of validation because you're still trying to figure everything out as you go through it. And so while you're simultaneously learning and implementing as best as you can, a lot of the time, the only barometer that you have in order to measure your level of success is actually the sales that you make. And of course, if you're jumping into high-ticket affiliate marketing, a lot of the time, that 0 to 1 is the hardest part of the journey, meaning that this is where all the mindset stuff starts to shake out. So I'm going to go through this little thing that I did with my students. Like I said, it's in the membership there if you're interested in checking that out. But the way that I view it is kind of like, if you start watching the news, and a lot of the news, let's be honest, it's kind of negative, and there's some bad stuff happening around the world, and there's bad stuff in your local economy, and then there's some break-in over here, and then there's robbery over there, and so on and so forth. And so what tends to happen is you start going on the spiral, and all of a sudden your brain starts noticing negative things, and so it almost goes out in search of, oh, there's a negative news article over there, and oh gosh, there's a riot over here, and then this other bad thing happened, and oh my god, and like I missed out on that sale recently, and then I got demoted and actually get that pay rise, and oh god, I know my kids are being psychos, and blah blah, whatever, right? And so it ends up meaning that it's a spiral heading inwards. It's like a whirlpool, the way that I put it. And so if you're at the top and you start picking up these negative cues, and your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters out the information, starts to seek that negative information. So what it does is then finds that other negative information and end up going round and round and round in the circle until you recognize it, and then you go out the other side. You just swim away from it. It's actually not that hard. So that's the reason why, for me anyway, I avoid as much of the news as I possibly can, because the sad reality is that most of it is negatively impacting your mindset. It's not to say I'm making the conscious choice to be ignorant. I do still keep it as best informed as I can, but I think that the way that a lot of the modern media out there, and both on Facebook and different mediums, is not really that great for your mental health. So I try to minimize the impact and try and get just the straight facts that I need to know, basically. And I don't let the other stuff impact me. On the other side, going back to sharing your wins, why this is really important, you've got this other effect which is when you're starting, and like I say, when you're going from 0 to 1 sale, that's categorically the hardest. Just like real estate, when you're trying to do your first real estate deal, the very first one's the hardest. The rest of them are easy, so I'm told. Just went through my first one recently, or so it was pretty hard. Hopefully, the next one's a lot easier. All right, so if you imagine that you got this time, you got the starting point being in the middle, and so you might decide, okay, I have, depending on what part of affiliate marketing you're into, how you're getting involved in it. What I do is personal branding, that is creating a micro audience around myself, I guess, and then helping those people out with affiliate marketing, giving a bunch of value, teaching them all sorts of stuff when it comes to affiliate marketing, breaking down some of those obstacles, like, you need a funnel. Actually, no, you don't. That's a myth. You don't need that. I know that's ironic. I get that. But if you join my group, which is a link below, you're welcome to check that out, and I'll explain why that's the case. But anyway, so it might be that, for example, and that's kind of what I do. I build a personal brand. So it might be, for example, if you're doing a personal brand, you might go, okay, well, I just put out my first post. That was a bit scary, but it's an achievement. Go me. I finished a couple of modules of this course that I'm going through. I did my first Facebook Live, did my first YouTube video, whatever it is. I created a landing page. Go me. Maybe it is I've connected with a whole bunch of amazing individuals. I've got some prospects on the go. Managed to make an offer to someone recently. I put out some more content that was cool. Got some really good engagement on my post, so now it's picking up. In fact, we probably should have started here, made it a big spiral. You know what I'm going with that now. It's like a cauliflower, but you get the point, right? And so therefore, eventually what happens is if you keep reminding yourself that, hang on, I am making progress in my business. I'm doing stuff which is getting me one step closer along the way, and you remind yourself of that, and you share your wins, and you are doing it in a non-egotistical way. It's not about you inflating your own ego. It's really just about quite literally sharing that positive experience that you've had, sharing that positive thing that you've done, because you don't have that barometer. It's not like when you're at school and you have that test and then you get an A plus and you're like, yay, this is awesome. And if it's the other side, then it's the negative, right? So, oh, damn, I failed again. Silly me, I'm a dumbass. That was me at school. But on the other side, if you're sharing that and you're reminding yourself of that, it gives you a different scale, a different barometer to go through. And so what that means is that if you keep going through this process, and eventually, it's going to lead to a sale. If you're learning, you're implementing, you're doing the stuff, you're reminding yourself of that you're on the right journey, and you're going as best as you can and doing all the stuff. Now, the strange thing is, just to clear this up at this stage, if you've gone through this process and you keep adding that stuff there and you're getting good engagement, you're starting to get quantified or non-quantifiable results, so inbound leads, for example, and you're sharing that, and I want to see how I was able to get 12 inbound leads off one very simple post. Let me show you the goods. I want to see how I was able to sell 3 tickets to this thing. Drop a comment below, I'll show you the goods. So if you finally start to get to this point where you're making sales, this is another effect. Now you've got the same thing happening, but this time you're doing it with your wins. Just had my first $1,000 day. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Just had my first $5,000. That's pretty damn good. I don't mind a bit of that. Just had my first $10,000 day. That was really cool, and so on and so forth, right? So it then means that your barometer has changed slightly. Yes, it is at that point, it's financial. As you can see, I'm not really the greatest Rembrandt. I'll stick to affiliate marketing, seems to be what I'm better at. But hopefully you get the point. When you're doing this stuff, it keeps finding these positive elements as you're going through. And the reason why it's so important is because that momentum is what builds, and then you've got this big flywheel, and then all of a sudden you start attracting your audience because they're like, oh, I want to be around that person. They're positive, they're sharing positive stuff, they're getting good results, they're out there, they're energetic, they're attracting the crowd. I want to be part of whatever they've got going on, and bam, all of a sudden you start getting inbound leads, inbound inquiries, inbound sales based on that, which is really, really cool. It's exactly where you want to be in your business. There is one other component of this, and that is the reticular activating system. And as I mentioned before, that is basically the part of your brain, the 2 million year old part of your brain that looks to filter out the information that is not important or that it deems as not being important at that time, and helps you focus on the things that are important. And if you can do that, it's going to keep focusing on the positive, and it has a flow-on effect, which is super, super powerful to building your brand, reminding yourself that you're on the right path, that you're doing the right things. And eventually, like I say, you start knocking over a couple of these sales. And if you look at any of the affiliates out there that have done any level of success whatsoever, specifically when it comes to personal branding, sorry to throw that caveat out there, what's happened is they've got some wins, and then they've ascended those wins. They've shown off those wins a little bit, and they've gone, yeah, I'm so happy to make my first $1,000 day. I had my first $2,000 day. I had my first $5,000 day. Woo, it's amazing. And so, like I say, what it does is have that snowball effect. So if you are at 0 to 1 sale, start by doing the non-tangible things like engagement, like getting inbound leads, like, even rewarding yourself, even if it's internal, for just doing things like watching a module or sticking to a regiment for a week or whatever the case may be for you. And it's going to have a compound effect, and that compound effect eventually is going to grow to the point where you are making sales. And when you are making sales, it compounds even further and even faster. And that is the flywheel effect when it comes to this industry. So don't underestimate how important this is to growing your business. Hopefully you got some value out of this. Feel free to drop a comment below if you've got any thoughts on this yourself. Smash that like button. And of course, if you'd like to join my community, it's all about affiliate marketing, coaching, and how to blow up your business with high-ticket affiliate marketing and be one of my next success stories. 650 plus students absolutely crushing it. See you on the inside. Thanks for joining me, guys. Cheers.